we doing? Welcome. Yes, the very first live stream of 2025. Whether people actually do come in, it's going to take at least half an hour. There is one person watching at the moment. Hello to whoever that is. Hope you can hear me okay. Hope you can hear me fine. I am using my microphone that I got. Obviously, I've had it, well, not quite a year yet, but I'm hoping the audio isn't too low. I can play around with the audio at some points to make it louder if need be in the future. But yeah, I'm using my Ryzen. I've got it here actually. This is the box for it. So I got this last year, and I've just noticed. In the settings, my microphone wasn't actually selected, and I was using the webcam microphone instead. So this is the actual microphone I'm using right now. So I do hope it is good. If anybody's watching, please comment and let me know if you can hear me okay. So yeah, this is the Ryzen Siren V3 Mini that I have. That I got last year now. I just treated myself to it as a replacement for my Blue Yeti that has been my main microphone use for a long time. So hopefully you can hear me okay. Hopefully. But right, while I'm waiting for people to drop on in, people know I am live today. I was hoping to start live. I am a little bit late. I was hoping to go live at dead on 7 o'clock this evening. I'm about 20 minutes late starting the stream. Yeah, I'm about 20 minutes late starting the stream because my dad just asked me to mess around looking for my insurance documents for my car. I've had to renew my car insurance and everything a couple of weeks back. And so my dad decided, even though I came upstairs to start the stream, my dad thought it was a good idea to do that. So he said, sounds good. Hello, Ryan on Wi-Fi. Thank you very much for letting me know it sounds good. Thank you very much indeed. I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's doing good out there in this crazy, crazy world that we call reality. It's so good to be back from Christmas. It's so good to be back to normality, back to my regular routine each week of my normal working week. Christmas was stressful. It was very stressful. The amount of hours that I had to put in was unreal. I must have worked at least 80 plus hours some weeks, which is insane. But yeah, it was worth it in the end because the money was good. But end of the day, I think I lost a few brain cells along the way as well. But anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to share the stream where I need to share it, and then we'll carry on with this. Come on now. Computer says no. I don't know why it's not loading up stuff. Oh, Dino. You've got to love technology, haven't you, folks? You've got to love technology. Oops. Interesting. It doesn't want to load up any web pages, which is weird. Weird. Anyway, give me 1 second, folks. For some reason, my web browser isn't working properly. It won't load things, so that's a good start for technology. I had to do it via the mobile phone instead. According to this, I am not live. I don't know. Am I live? I must be live because people are watching me. Let me go on. What the hell's going on here? Oh, there we are. Yeah, I am live. Absolutely fantastic. Let me just make sure I'm not live on Facebook as well because I accidentally almost did this. I tried to do a dual stream for the first time where it's going to stream in multiple places, but it seems I can't do that because I don't pay for StreamYard. Obviously, I'm using StreamYard. That is what I use all the time for doing streams. I found it very easy to use. It is you can use it for free like I am now, but you have to upgrade to get the full features basically, and you have to pay for them. But you can dual stream. You can stream multiple. Obviously, you can do like one stream, and you can stream on multiple services. You can stream on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I don't know, whatever you want. You can use anything that you've got an account on. So it's pretty cool that you can do that. Right, so I'm not where I shouldn't be. That's good. Right then, so let's get this on the road. I'm just waiting for people to drop on in. People might not come on in. People know I am live tonight, but yeah, for some reason there's a tendency for people not to show up for my streams. I understand people are busy, but I used to get a lot of people straight off the bounce. As soon as I announce I'm doing a live stream, which I did, I announced I was going live a couple of days ago, and I shared it. But the problem is sharing stuff on social media these days doesn't really seem to help anymore. There's hardly anybody noticing because there's so many people sharing on the same service. It is virtually impossible for anything that you post to be actually seen, when it was intended to be seen. So it's getting very difficult for people to get noticed unless you've got a great following. Then for some reason they seem to get all the look-see, but if you're not somebody that's got thousands upon thousands, if not millions of subscribers, you suffer greatly. But like I say, I just wanted to do this because I do enjoy doing the live streams, irrespective of whether I get an audience or not. I enjoy doing them because it's a good way for me as well to catch up with people that I don't see every day, or if anything, I only see maybe once. Excuse me, I only see once a year when I go to TFN in August. So yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? The thing is, as well, there should be a lot of people online on a Friday as well, but because Transformers the show start at 8 o'clock, so I would like to have assumed there would be some people live on tonight, but Right then, so that's all that done. Trying to update my socials while I'm live. I should have done this to begin with, to be honest. I understand that. I should have done this to begin with before I actually did go live. But like I said, I'm about 20 minutes late starting the stream, so I just wanted to just do the stream. I just wanted to get started because of the stumble. One more, and then we'll get going. And there we are. Done. Done. Right, so people should be now aware I am now live. Ah, well. All right, so people watching, hello. Now the stream can properly start now that I managed to share that I am indeed live. Like I was just saying before people joined me, yeah, I've had a lot of problems with trying to get exposure to videos as well as my live streams. YouTube doesn't like my channel at all, mostly down to the algorithm side of things. It does not promote my videos. There's the odd video here and there that do seem to generate relatively okay views for me, but it's very rare that happens. So I have to outsource and try and drum up some kind of watchability by using other services such as Facebook accounts, so Facebook groups, basically Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of spiel. So I try and post as much as I can on other ways to try and drum up some kind of exposure, but even doing that doesn't seem to help me that much. I don't know what it is. I mean, obviously, Facebook is an algorithm as well. YouTube has an algorithm. Instagram has an algorithm. Everything that has a lot of people on has a algorithm, and the algorithms on these services such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, YouTube, all that kind of thing, it causes a big problem. It causes a big problem for the little guy, for somebody that's not a big YouTuber. I'm not looking when I say exposure, I don't mean that in a negative way. I don't mean that in a negative way. I don't mean that in an attention-seeking way. I'm not one of these people that craves attention, if that makes sense. I just basically just want to get what I do out there because I know people enjoy what I do. You know what I mean? I know that there's people out there that really enjoy my live streams. There's people out there that enjoy my reviews, my regular videos, and my vlogs. People enjoy what I do. And those people aren't getting what I do. When I first upload it to YouTube, nobody is actually really seeing it. Maybe a handful of people will see it at first glance. But because of the algorithm isn't really working for me, when I upload something, say if I upload a video, it could be up for like 6 hours and it'll probably get about 5 views. That's just how broken my YouTube channel is. That I generate about 5 or 10 views in about 6 hours. And that's not good. So without me outsourcing and sharing on other services, that helps me to drum up a bit more viewership, and I try and target the people that generally do enjoy my videos. And obviously if it's a Transformers review, for instance, if it's a Transformers review, then obviously I will share it on groups that are for Transformers. Obviously Transformers. I've got my own groups that I created myself that I use. I've now just recently started an official TF Nosey Facebook page, or Facebook profile page, should I say. So I've now got a TF Nosey official Facebook account on as well. So I'm now using that as well. But like I say, even that's not working properly because I'm posting God knows what and hardly anybody's seeing it or acknowledging it. I think about 2 or 3 people are actually seeing those posts as well. So the algorithm is knackering everything, people. The algorithm is just destroying YouTube and everything else that we use, because if you're not popular, if you don't have any sort of, if you're not a popular creator or anything like that, if you don't have a certain amount of followers, then unfortunately it's just not going to work out for you. You've just got to work very, very hard. But anyway, so we've got people in the chat. Let's get caught up with what's in the chat. SS Cream, I believe this is my good friend Jace. I believe. How are you? Hey man, it's Jace. How are you, Jace? Hope Wendy's okay as well. Hope you and Wendy are good. Thank you for joining me. I know I messaged you letting you know I was going live tonight because you know, this is why I do it for. This is what I do it for. Because it's good to catch up with people that I don't speak to that often, and it's just good to catch up. That's why I love doing live streams. Ryan on Wi-Fi. Hi, I found your channel after UK PonyCon 2024 and have been watching all your videos ever since. Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, that was a little convention I went to in Nottingham last year now. It was my second time attending that one. I went primarily because there was a voice actress going there that I really like, and that's the main reason why I went. I went to, basically there was bloody Nora, Ashley Ball was at UK PonyCon last year, and that's why I went mainly. I absolutely love Ashley Ball. She's a great actress, great voice actor. And that was the main reason why I went. But thank you very much. I really do appreciate the support. I really do, Ryan. SS Cream. Somebody once told me every time you can tell it's Jace because he always wants me to sing a very certain song. And I've forgotten the lyrics. God damn it. Every time he says that somebody once told me, it just seems to come into my head. Somebody once told me the world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kinda dumb with a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, so there's that. Howdy, Ryan. But right, did you watch the rest of Arcane, mate? I did indeed. I did indeed. Yes, I absolutely love Arcane. It's a shame. It's a shame. Arcane is now finished. It's only 2 seasons. I understand the main reason for it. They are extending the universe in animation form. They want to move past the Arcane storyline, and they want to they want to explore the world of where these characters are and different characters. So I completely understand the logic behind there are only going to be 2 seasons, but I absolutely loved Arcane. It was one of the best, if not, yeah, it was one of the best animated series I've seen in a long time. Just so much depth when it came to the story. It's just it's got good comedy aspect to it, but it's not overbearing comedy. It's subtle comedy. It's just everything about Arcane is perfect in my opinion. I mean, it's just when it comes to the art style, when it comes to the animation of it, it's just like, right, what can we do to make this what it is? What can we introduce to wow our audiences? And they're just like, what different types of animation is there out there? What can we use? Let's just use all of it. So that's pretty much what I can just say with Arcane, is that they used a very comic booky style, very striking style, in order to really drive home certain aspects of the story. It could be how they do like thinking about something that happened in the past, like in past tense. They will do something that is very out there, so you can tell it's back then. And then there's also, like, when it comes to the action and when it comes to a montage, like a music montage, they do something completely off the wall. And they even incorporated Imagine Dragons in the background, because they actually imported the band Imagine, is it some Imagine Dragons, I think, that did the song for Arcane season 1 for the opening titles, and they actually incorporated the band in the background of they actually incorporated the band into the background of one of the episodes of season 1. And they actually made that an actual music video sequence, and it actually, yes, it's fantastic. So I'm a huge fan of that series. I really am looking forward to see what the future brings from that. I'm really looking forward to see what the future brings. I don't know much about League of Legends as a thing. I know it's a video game. I know it's a very, very popular thing. There's a whole like e-sport gaming event for it and everything. It's flipping huge, absolutely huge in Korea, South Korea, and all over the world. And yeah, it's absolutely huge. And I've never really got into it because I've never been I don't know. I don't play video games as often as I would like. I don't play games as much as I used to. So it's one of them. It's just passed me by. But yeah. So Arcane is kind of like my first kind of introduction to this world and to some of the characters that are in the games. And also there is another thing that kind of got me intrigued about League of Legends, which was Kada, K/DA, Kada, which is basically a fake band. It's the real singers behind it and production and everything, but the characters are all animated. All the band members of this group are all animated, and they made these really good music videos to go alongside them. And Kada, for me, I love the music tracks that they released under Kada label. And also they did one for Giants as well. They did a song called Giants with another group of musicians behind it, but it's fully animated. They also did one with a metal band as well. I've forgotten the name of that one. But yeah, they've used a lot of artists. And recently they used Linkin Park as well for a part of the new campaign or whatever for the esports stuff. So yeah, very, very cool indeed. Very cool. Right, let's get caught up. There's a lot of conversation happening. Subprime Showcase. Hello. Yes, that is my good friend Adam. How are you doing, my friend? Hello. Hope you're well. Hi, Subprime. Yes. Hope you are well, Adam White. Yeah, I know it's you, Adam. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Not too bad at all. Just plodding on as you do, We're just glad to get back to normality. Just glad to get back away from Christmas and New Year, the whole rigmarole of all that, with work and everything. I'm just glad to get back to a normal work and social balance, because over the past 6 weeks where I was working ridiculously long hours, I must have been working something like 80 plus hours sometimes. So some weeks it was working out like in 1 week I was working like something 80 some hours. And that's not an exaggeration. I know some people out there working 80 plus hours in a week is normal. There are jobs out there that do require a lot of commitment, especially if it's in the health services, like NHS. If you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, there's a long hours. If you're a police officer, if you're, kind of like that, there's a long hours. So I understand there is occupations out there and jobs out there that do require a lot of work time. I understand that. But when it comes to what I do, I'm just a factory worker. I just work in the warehouse in a factory, but yeah, that's the kind of hours I'm working in a very normal kind of job. But anyway, the money was good, but I think I lost a couple brain cells along the way, unfortunately. But there we go. Jay says Wendy is well. Tarboro, no, good. I'm glad she's well. Yeah, it's been a while. It has been a while. I love doing the live streams, because this is why catching up with people in real time. This is why I love doing live streams, because I can catch up with people that I don't speak to every day, or I only see maybe once a year. I've never actually met Jason, Wendy. I've never met these two individuals in person. I've been friends with them for a few years now through Facebook and YouTube. But but the thing is that a lot of the you could call it networking, if you want to call it that. Part of the networking circle when it came to me starting out on YouTube. A lot of the people that I come to know were through either Facebook, social media stuff, YouTube, the old style YouTube before Google took it over, and then some of the message boards, some of the forums, like Moonbase 2 forum was a big one that I was on back in the day. And that's where I met a lot of people on there, Moonbase 2 forum. And there was another forum as well that I was a part of. And that's where kind of like a lot of my outsourcing when it came to meeting people was mostly through social media, like the early days of Facebook and so on. And then when YouTube started back in like 2006 time, I believe, about 06 time when YouTube started. And that's when I started making my videos, was within that first year bracket of YouTube being a thing. And when I started kind of approaching the idea of making my own videos and stuff and creating my original channel. And through that, I kind of got like encouragement, and I got a lot of help and assistance from people through like Jared, Wolfgang One, Adam as well. He's one of the names that has helped me over the years and get me known through any ways of like just sharing what I do and comments and things like that on videos in the past. But Jared Wolfgang One was a big person that kind of was like, waving the flag for me. And then there was Sammy Skullgray 140. He was another guy that helped me out. Quite a few people, and also some people in Canada, some Canadian boys that were, that was in the whole collecting game and everything. I kind of got, met a few people through YouTube, from Canada, and then America, some American guys. It was really cool back then. Before Google took it over, YouTube was a really cool place to be for meeting people, and it was a lot more like-minded. Back then. Now it's very stressful because of the incorporation, Google taking it over. It's become very corporatized, and because it's so big, you got the algorithm thing that really causes a lot of problems for the little guy. Yeah, one of them, innit? One of them. As a scream, or Jace. I'm just going to say Jace. I don't know why I'm saying it's a scream. Anyway, agree. Arcane is peak. It is peak. It is like fantastic. It's perfection. I absolutely love. Oh, for God's sake, my mind is like a sieve. Bloody Nora. I've forgotten the bloody character's name. How the hell can you forget such a... And I've lost my bloody phone in the process. Great. Okay, all right. Just a sec. I'll be with you. I've lost my bloody phone down the bed. There we go. Ow. Right. Flipping Nora. Jinx. Dear God, that's how bad my memory is at the moment. I'm just completely away with the fairies at the minute. And yeah. But yeah, I absolutely love Jinx, or Powder, as she used to be known as. I absolutely loved her. Man, she was insane. Absolutely flipping. But what I like about it is it's like proper mental breakdown. Like, they managed to create a character that has a massive, unstable personality brought on by a lot of trauma from her childhood. Abandonment is one of the things. She thought she was being abandoned by her sister, and she witnesses by an accident of her guardian, the guy that brought them up, witnessed him be killed in front of her own eyes, and that's how it kind of the story pans out. But yeah, it's a lot of personal deep trauma that has created this delusional, just completely psychotic character. But she's just fascinating to watch. I love those type of characters that are so off the wall. You don't get many off the wall characters like that anymore. It's just so good. Adam says, the algorithm is a tricky beast. Sadly, you have to figure out cheat codes with it to get the sort of reach we all used to get as standard. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to the algorithm, I always thought the trick was you have to at least upload maybe 2 to 3 times a week. And then you have to... first of all, you have to kind of like try and come up with something original. try and come up with something very original so that the algorithm has an easier time of like selecting that video, because but it's so difficult to come up with something original now when it comes to like when it comes to what I do, what I am known for, being a Transformers reviewer or a reviewer of toys. Everybody and their grandmother does that nowadays. You know, it's just everybody does it. And there's so many new up and coming channels just popping up out of nowhere now. It's as popular as ever as a subculture of collectors. Not just for Transformers, but you know, for anything that's a toy. You know, Lego accounts. There's loads of those. There's anything to do with toys, basically, or model kits. And yeah, I mean, some videos do relatively get quite good views, but I just don't have the time to really inject a lot of me into my YouTube like I used to. Back when I very first started, within that like within that first 3 or 4, maybe 5 years at tops, within my first 5 years of me doing YouTube videos, I really did go all out. I was uploading at least twice a week, if not more. And but I would get burnt out quicker. You know, I would get burnt out quicker, and then I'd end up kind of couldn't be asked to make anything for a while. And you need a healthy balance when it comes to YouTube or anything in life. You need a healthy balance. Yes, I understand. I mean, this channel. I didn't create this channel to become famous. I didn't create this channel to become famous. I didn't create this channel to be attention seeking. I just saw it as something interesting. I saw other people doing something similar to me, which encouraged me to create my very first YouTube channel and to start and to try making my own videos. And through that, it helped me kind of to understand how to edit my videos. When it came to how to present myself. Now, when it comes to presenting myself, well, what you see is what you get with me. You know, I don't put on a fake persona as per se. You know, I am always me. You know, I'm always me. You know, you're not gonna get a completely opposite character when the camera's rolling. It is me. I will be. You know, I've always thrived to just be me when it comes to YouTube. And unfortunately, that's not popular for YouTube these days. You have to be a complete bigot, a bit of a bigot, attention-seeking kind of person in order to really get some sort of traction on YouTube these days. You have to be a bit of an ego person, I'd say. I know that sounds harsh, but that is the truth. If you're somebody like Mr. Beast, for instance, which I can't stand Mr. Beast. I can't stand majority of the bigger guys. You know, he is probably one of the most fakest people on the planet, you know, because there's a lot of rumors about him. I'm not going to go into specifics over that because, you know, but, you know, there's a lot of rumors around him. And they're starting to kind of get traction now about people's opinion of him and stuff that's kind of been covered up behind the scenes, that the people that works for him and things like that. And yeah, they're just a big attention-seeking people. You know, the biggest, you know, they're the biggest people on the face of the planet when it comes to social media stuff, and they've got a lot of money coming in as a result. And yeah, I'm not about that. I'm not about that. I'm all about honesty. I'm all about being honest. I'm all about being honest. I'm all about just simply just expressing myself when it comes to what I love, like when it comes to collecting toys, when it comes to talking about anime or animation in general, films. When it comes to my vlogs, you know, that's mostly down to either traveling stuff, you know, traveling to places. Also kind of like me on the outside of the fact of me being a reviewer, because that's all people know me as, is a reviewer. But there's more to me than just that, you know? So that's the whole point of me creating my second channel, was because I wanted people to see me for the person that I truly am, and other aspects of my life and other interests that I have. Because obviously I am primarily known as a geeky guy, but yet that doesn't, me being a reviewer of toys and that, it doesn't defy the person I am truly. It doesn't define me as a person. What what defies me is what I believe in and my thought process about things and the other things that I do, my personality, So that's why I have like two sides of a coin when it comes to my channels. I've got this one, which is primarily for what I do as a collector, and me, me as a collector, basically. Showing off and my opinions around toys and stuff, and films and animation and whatnot, whatever comes to mind. And then my vlog channel is mostly for, well, just for me to be able to kind of open up more. Something, to open up more, to be honest with people and to have a discussion about things that, real life things. It gives me an outlet. My vlog channel is more of an outlet for me when it comes to this, when it comes to mental health, and to just a way to outsource my thoughts on things. You could say it's a coping mechanism in a way. Some people don't agree with what I do. There's people out there that have been quite vocal with me or commented on some of the videos and like say, you put way too much stuff out there. You put too much stuff out there. Yeah, I will hold my hands up. I have been guilty of putting too much out there that should be kept hidden or behind closed doors. But end of the day, you've got to be true to yourself. And I believe all part of healing when it comes to mental health, you have to have some kind of outsourcing. You have to have some kind of outlet that allows you to try and ease a lot of that. And I think with me being as open as I have been about certain things within aspects of my life and talking about things that, like with my mum passing away, when my mum first passed away, when my grandparents passed away, the whole situation around my mum's side of the family, when my dad met another woman, all that, his girlfriend, all that kind of thing. And there was a lot of stuff going on. And I spoke a lot about that stuff at the time and other things as well. Now, my vlog channel isn't just about the depressing stuff. It's a mixture of being a way for me to be expressive about things that are happening in my life, whether they're good or bad, both sides of it, good and bad. And they're also travel related stuff. So, that's how I go about it with YouTube. I've always been myself. I've always been honest. But unfortunately, in the big world that we call home, honesty isn't always welcomed. Being true to yourself isn't always welcomed. You have to basically inherit a personality that people like to see. You have to basically wear a mask. You have to kind of like wear a mask over your face, hide the true person you are underneath, and become an alter ego, become an alternate personality for the interwebs or for anything, in order for people to accept you as a person, which is very, very depressing to say, but that is the truth, unfortunately, about the world we live in, especially when it comes to entertainment. Jace, my name is Jinx. Now Powder fell down as well. Yes. Anu, hello. Linkin Park, yes, Linkin Park. Yeah, I love Linkin Park's new album. Oh man, Linkin Park's new album is fantastic. I've actually got it on vinyl and CD. That's literally how much infatuated with Linkin Park I am. Is it here? I don't think it is there. It's here. Yay. Where are you? There it is. Linkin Park's new album. Oh man. Right, I know I'm getting on a different tangent, but that's the whole point of me on a live stream. We talk about whatever comes up or whatever crops up. But Jace mentioned, or SS Cream, or Jace, he mentioned Linkin Park, and I just have to talk about Linkin Park as a band. And there's been a lot of negativity around the new lead singer. There's been a big 50-50 divide within the fan base for Linkin Park. A lot of people upstaking and leaving, moving on to other things. And there's also been, you know, there's been like a lot of fans that have stuck with them since they announced their return and a new lead singer and everything. And now I have to be honest, right? I think this album is brilliant work. I think for technically a debut album now, really, it's not a debut album, but it's a new era for the band, and I personally am very, very happy Linkin Park are back. I'm very glad they're back. Yes, they're not with Chester Bennington anymore because that's impossible. They don't want to do what a lot of groups are doing nowadays, where they're bringing people back with AI technology, which I don't think is right. I think it's weird. I really don't like it. I understand it's the future, but I don't agree. I don't agree with it. I don't like AI at all. I fucking hate AI. But I'm just glad Linkin Park are back, creating new music. They're back to a heavier sound that I am more attuned to when it comes to Linkin Park as a band. I mean, I grew up with Linkin Park through my teens, really. I discovered them by chance through one of the music videos for Crawling, which was one of the first songs that I managed to see or listen to. And I was just like, whoa, this is like nothing I've ever heard before. And it really kind of helped. Linkin Park were, they kind of helped me get into a different genre of music in total, completely. Because when I was younger, I was into a different kind of music. I was into more like hardcore, hard style, like your Euphoria, that kind of stuff. I was into that kind of music when I was a bit younger, in my late childhood into my early teens. I was more into that stuff. I was collecting the extreme hardcore CDs and things like that, and the Clubland stuff. And I used to really like that kind of music. And then when we got Sky Digital, we got Sky at a couple of points when I was younger. We got it. So basically, through that, I checked out like Kerrang TV and Scuzz TV, Scuzz, SCUZZ, Scuzz. And I checked out those two music channels, and through those music channels, it introduced me to a lot of different bands like Metallica, Blink-182, Sum 41, Bullet for My Valentine, Slipknot, Foo Fighters, God knows what, a lot of different artists that I may have heard the odd song for in the past, but at that time I wasn't massively in tune with it, and it really helped me. And then Linkin Park, when I checked out the music video through Kerrang for Crawling, and I was just like, this is awesome. Chester's voice is incredible, and I just kind of spiraled into this phase with Linkin Park where it was literally the only kind of music I was playing. Everything by Linkin Park. I had the first 3 albums that they released back in the day. I had obviously the Hybrid Theory album. I had the Meteora album, and I also had the remix album that they brought out. And I just was infatuated with that band when I was like, I don't know. I must have been about 13, between 13 to 15 years old, I think, when I first really kind of picked up Linkin Park as a band. Um, but yeah, they got me through some hard times. They got me through some hard times, because I kind of, listening to the lyrics, listening to Chester's voice, listening, or the what was being said about mental health and what was being, what Chester was singing about, and it just kind of like hit the nail on the head for me. And I was like, I'm not the only one feeling like this. I'm not the only one that feels suicidal. I'm not the only one that feels really down, and I'm not the only one that's been like badly bullied. And yeah, obviously I didn't understand about the stuff about relationships side of things, because he goes into that as well. All sorts of aspects of mental health when it comes to abusive relationships. From that, I mean, I've never been abused in my life, which obviously that's a good thing, of course. But I've not. My family was not an abusive one. I'm very lucky and fortunate to have had a good family base growing up. But when it comes to Linkin Park as a band, they got me through some really, 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 really hard times. So yeah, I'm just so glad Linkin Park are back. I'm just so happy they're back. Yes, Emily Armstrong, the new lead singer for Linkin Park, she's getting some absolute bad rep at the moment. She's been ripped apart from those that just can't accept Linkin Park without Chester. I understand Chester's Chester. Nobody can. Nobody is as good as Chester. Chester was Chester. He could sing like an angel and then just rip your head off the next second. He was incredible. The range he could reach with his voice was just so incredible. You can't replace somebody with that much talent. It's like trying to replace Freddie Mercury for Queen. It is impossible. But when it comes to Emily Armstrong, oh my God, listen to some of these songs on the new album. The new album is called From Zero, and listen to this new album, or listen to a couple of songs. They're on Spotify and all over the place. They're on YouTube. She has a good voice. She can sing well and she can scream well. She has a good range as well. Yes, it takes a lot to get used to, because obviously we're all used to Chester Bennington for Linkin Park. He is the front man for that band, and he's just incredible. But I think Emily is a good fit for the band. She fits the sound of Linkin Park. Their sound, she really fits it well. She sounds incredible. Her voice is incredible, and I just think people need to just give her a break. Just let the woman do what she loves and what she's good at, and just move forward. Life's about moving forward, and I understand Chester is a special case, and he should be celebrated and respected for the legacy he left with the music that he shared and the different bands he was in, because he wasn't just in Linkin Park. He was in a couple of different groups before becoming the frontman of Linkin Park. But, he was an incredible talent. You can't say anything against that. He was an incredible talent. But Emily, she's very good. She fits the part. She fits the group. She fits the style, the vibe of the band. And I'm just all here for it. I'm in full support of Linkin Park coming back, making new music, and just doing what they do best. Come on, Linkin Park. Up the Linkin Park. Anyway, right. Yes. I mentioned about KDA. Or I pronounce it Kada, even though it's KDA. But I just say Kada. Anyway, but yeah, KDA, which is the animated League of Legends music group that they did to help promote the games and the campaigns and all that. And then yeah, that was the band that I mentioned about, the metal band that the works with Pentakill. That is a good song. That is a good song. Ryan on Wi-Fi. I too met Ashley Ball. I was only able to get some autographs since they discontinued photos due to time restrictions. Oh, do not get me started on the queue situation last year. Oh my god. Yeah. This is the first time I've mentioned about going to this convention, like, on here. But basically, I went there with my good friends Sam and Lawrence. My good friend Sam, Jumbo Firestorm, and our mutual friend Lawrence from TFN. And we went together, and we queue. Me and Sam queue to meet Ashley Ball. We queue, and we queue, and we queue some more. And 3 hours goes by. This is on the Sunday, okay? 3 hours goes by. We're queuing. We literally get to where we could physically almost touch Ashley, and they cut the line right as we're there. We're then given these basically they just wrote quickly on a piece of scrap of paper, this is a come back later, and you will be like a priority ticket and you'll finally get to meet her. So we go away for about an hour and a half, went back about 4 o'clock ish, and we are queuing again for yet another 2 hours, right? Only for one person that is working the queue situation to actually use her head and actually point out, right, I don't understand, why are these people so far back? These should be priority. So through her intervention, we finally got moved forward because we were prioritized because of the queue situation. We finally got to meet Ashley, and it cost us, it was like almost 6 hours. It was like 5.5 to 6 hours queuing with a 1.5 hour break because of the time constraints, and the voice actresses had to go for a break. It was one of the worst situations, queue things I've ever had to do in my life. The most I've ever had to queue for anything at a convention is about an hour and a half, which I can deal with. But flipping 5 hours, that's practically a whole day of a convention gone just queuing. That is just unreal. But yeah, it was worth it in the end. I managed to meet her. She's a great voice actress, so very happy indeed. Ryan says, which guest would you like to see at PonyCon 2025? I would have to say I'd love to see Rebecca Shawshett one year, and I'd also like to see Tabitha St. Germain one year, and I'd also like to see John Lance. What's his name? John, the guy who played Q in Star Trek, and he also played Discord. John Delancey. There we go. I don't know whether we would come all the way. I don't know whether we would do it, but yeah, I'd love to meet John Delancey, who played Discord. So there would be 3 names that I'd love to meet at our future PonyCon, for sure. Adam says, after that question, who would you like to see at TF Nation? Well, well. Who would I like to see at a future TF Nation as a guest? I'm going to mention him. It's probably not going to happen because I know kind of the. I'm not going to say why. I'm not going to say why unless people are fine with me to say it. But end of the day, there was a problem with this guest the last time they came to the UK, and that's all I'm going to say on the matter. And the possibility of him actually coming to the UK again for a Transformers convention is very unlikely. But I'm going to mention the name anyway, and that is Scott McNeil. I would love Scott McNeil one year. I met him back in 2010 at an auto assembly, and he was incredible. And he's still doing the circuit. I don't think he goes to as many conventions as he used to, but he did go to a couple last year, I noticed. He went to, I think, to TFCon last year, and he went to another one. But I'd love to meet Scott McNeil again. Another guest. I'd like to meet Doug Parker, the voice of Beast Wars Pterosaur. I'd like to meet. I've forgotten the guy's name. The guy who voiced Starscream in the Unicron trilogy stuff, Armada, Cybertron, and Energon, it was the same voice actor for all three series throughout the whole continuity of the Unicron trilogy stuff. And the guy who voiced Starscream, I'd love to meet him. I'd also love to meet the guy who voiced Knockout in Transformers Prime. I'd love to meet him. Yeah, so there's a couple of ideas. Obviously, Peter Cullen. Yeah, we'd love to meet Peter Cullen. Hey, Lawrence, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're well. Hello, Mando. Yes, that brings back memories, doesn't it? Adam, the old Moonbase 2 forums, good grief. Yeah. Yes. Oh, my God. Yeah, that brings back some memories. The whole Moonbase 2 forum and the whole podcast that came with it as well, because I remember like 2009, 2010, 2009 and 2010, the auto assemblies and everything, they were like interviewing some of the guests for the podcast that they did. Dave, Kal Prime, and Andy, Cobra Commander, hosted together. And I remember 2009 where there was like a load of people in a room. I think Adam was there as well. There was like loads of people in a hotel room, and they got to interview Greg Berger. And but yeah, God, that brings back memories. I mean, I wasn't there at 2009. I unfortunately missed out on the tickets. I was a bit late for buying a ticket for the 2009 one, and then my first one was 2010. But I'd love to have gone to 2009 because I would have been able to meet Ian James Corlett, who was the voice of Beast Wars Cheetor. I'd love to have met him. Here's another name I'd like for a future TF Nation, Ian James Corlett. I'd love to meet him again. Oh, I would love to meet him. I've never actually met him yet. So, Jazz, we are not getting away. Adam, forums and social media used to be more forgiving. Now, sadly, you have to think like a business and gain some reach on posts. Yeah, that is very, very true. Very true indeed. Adam, Cullen would take a lot now. Would take a lot now. At least the convention is more successful now, so they might get the opportunity again. Yeah, that is true. I mean, they almost did get Peter Cullen, didn't they, that year? And it was when the COVID situation first hit, and unfortunately had to postpone the convention, and he never came. So, I mean, of course, I'd love to meet Frank and Pete. I'd love to meet Frank Welker and Peter Cullen. I'd love to meet them one year, even if it's not at TF Nation. I'm really hoping they're gonna come to the UK in 2025 again. I know they're getting old. They're not as young as they used to be. But I'd love it if they would actually make an appearance at some point this year, 2025. If they do, I may consider going along to it because I really, really, really want to meet Frank and Pete before they call it a day and retire completely from conventions and stuff or traveling because of their age. I would love to meet them before that happens. I really, really would. Adam, as for YouTube, you can imagine how little my first few vids are doing, especially as I will only post once a month. Now, not expecting any success for years, and just enjoying it as a creative outlet. Yep, that's exactly how I go about it as well. I've only seen YouTube. Excuse me. I've only seen YouTube ever as just a way for me to express my love for stuff that I love. To be nostalgic. Talk about stuff that I grew up with as a kid. Talk about animation. Talk about films. Talk about toys. Talk about everything that I love when it comes to my hobbies and interests and things. And that's what I do it for. That's why I've been doing it for all this time. I've been on YouTube for over, I don't know. I mean, I've been doing the convention circuit for 10 years. No, over 10 years. Let me do a quick. I'm not very good at math, but I need to take 2 years off of TF Nation because there were COVID years. So my first convention. Sorry, cat. My first convention was 2010. So 2010 to 2020 is 10. I think, is it 12 years? I think about maybe 11 or 12 years that I've been going to conventions back to back. I could be completely wrong with that. I mean, I know TF Nation's only kind of come back within the last 2 years because since having to do digital events. But yeah. But yeah, I've been on I've been making videos on YouTube since 2007. My original YouTube channel I started back in 2007, and then that got deleted. And then my TF Nosey channel that I go under now has been going on since about 2009, 2010 time. Because I was under the TF Nosey name. I was under that name for a good year or so before I went to conventions, I think. So, but yeah, I've been on the go for a long time. A long time. So, yeah, it's mad to think I've been making videos. I've been making videos on YouTube longer than majority of YouTubers have been born. They've been living, with actually walking about. That is depressing. Adam again. Yeah, Nosy. Here is 100%. Yeah, Nosy here is 100% as he would be at an event. Thank you very much. Mr. Bean is better than Mr. Beast, brat. Yep. Beastman is better than Mr. Beast. A dog's hot mess is better. Any upcoming figures? Well, I have got a couple things pre-ordered that are, I think they're due out about June time. I can't remember when they're out. I think they're out about mid 2025. Sorry, cat. I've got the Fallen figure pre-ordered, part of the new line. I've got a couple of the new 13 Prime figures that they're doing. I've got a couple of them pre-ordered. Yeah, I can't remember what I pre-ordered now, but I pre-ordered about three or four figures, I think, from the new line through In Demand Toys. So there's a couple things coming. I just recently got all the way from China. I managed to pick up. I managed to get, because I wanted. Right, I don't know if anybody's seen it yet, but I did a review for my YOLO Park 40th anniversary Transformers model kit of G1 Megatron, and I did a review of him. He's been up on my channel for about a week or so now, and so I did a review of it, and basically I got that because I wanted to treat myself for, I think it was for Christmas, and so I was just looking around and everything. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to treat myself. You know, it's Christmas, that time of year. Why not? So I went on In Demand Toys, having a look through, and I noticed the Megatron was reduced to about 40 quid, something like that. And I thought, for 40 quid, I'm not going to grumble at that, you know. So yeah, I picked up him, and then I tried to look for the G1 Optimus, but unfortunately the YOLO Park G1 Optimus model kit, he was completely sold out on his own. And then I find out after I ordered the Megatron and everything, there was actually available as a 2-pack. You could actually buy them together on In Demand, but I didn't notice that at the time, which is weird. So yeah, basically so unfortunately, I couldn't find him anywhere in the UK. It was out of stock on most sites, the G1 Optimus YOLO Park. And so basically, I went to eBay, as majority of people do. I went to eBay, did a quick search, and I managed to find a seller selling some. But unfortunately, he was actually located in China itself. So it took a while to get to me. I bought it. It got to me, I think it arrived about 2 or 3 days ago. So that's going to be a review. I'm going to get that reviewed this weekend, get that uploaded. But I'm very happy indeed. eBay came through. Whether it's an actual official, it should be official. It does have all the holographic, it does have all the official text and everything on it. I mean, I know YOLO Park are a Chinese company. They are based in China anyway. But with it being eBay, you know, you've got to be careful with counterfeit stuff. But no, I don't really mind, to be honest. I'm just glad to have the G1 Optimus to go alongside the G1 Megatron YOLO Park kit. So happy indeed. Jay says, always be yourself. I learnt from the genie. Yeah, exactly. Wendy has that green one too from Amazon. Nice. Well done, Wendy. Good choice. Right. Adam says, sadly, more and more conventions are poorly managed, and the guests are treated horribly too. Yeah. Well, I think when it came to PonyCon last year, and I met Ashley Ball, the thing is, The guests are treated well. Basically, all I'm going to say is Ashley, she was an absolute gem. She was an absolute gem as a guest. And she actually went above and beyond and actually exceeded her time at the table to try and get to see as many people as possible that was still in the queue. She stayed 45 minutes over when it came to the first opportunity where they cut the line initially, when they cut the line for, so basically we went twice to queue up to meet her, and so we went the first time, queued like 3 hours, and then they capped the line. So because obviously they needed to go for a break, but they asked her, would you stay a little bit? Well, no, basically Ashley said to the guy that was basically her handler, he basically said to her, to him that, you know, I'm happy to stay a little bit longer. So reluctantly, the handler didn't like this because obviously he was under, you know, the handlers didn't seem to really like this, but yet Ashley was understanding, and she went, no, I'm happy to stay a bit longer. And so she did. She stayed like an extra 45 minutes. So a few more people got to be seen. But unfortunately, they had to forcibly cut the line so they could go for a break. So they went for a break, and that's why we had to leave the queue. And then we went back an hour and a half later, and then we queued again for another 3 hours. And we finally got to meet her, thankfully, but yet she missed the ending ceremony. She didn't even get to say goodbye to people at the ending ceremony because she was still signing away at the table, because that was her choice. She wasn't forced to do it. She did it herself. It was under her own. She loves the fans that much. She was that respectful. And she actually gave me a free print as an apology. She gave me a free signed print, which I was very happy about. But yeah, the convention itself, it is a good convention. I've been a couple times to this thing, and the team are good at what they do. But there is, I will agree that there's some aspects of it that need work. I mean, this convention's been going on now for like 20 years. I think it's one of the longest. It's one of the longest conventions in the UK that's been going on for a long time. It's one of the longer ones. So it has been going for a while. So it's certainly doing it. But they've only started doing voice actor guests within the last couple of years. They started. I think they've only done it for about three years back to back. The last 3 years since COVID, that they've actually started getting voice actors. So I don't think the infrastructure is quite there properly to help support the voice actors. I don't think they quite calculate correctly of how much head traffic there's going to be as a result of the voice acting talent being there. So that's what happened with Ashley Ball last year. They just did not come up with a good queue situation. The queue was absolutely ridiculous. Adam again. Sadly, I wasn't there for the 2009 event. My first event was the same as you. Oh, right, okay. But that Berger interview sparked the growth of the whole UKTF convention scene. Wow, very cool. Tell Grimlock about Petro Rabbits again. Hey, Lawrence, are you planning to get a PS5 this year, mate? I want to, yes. I'm hoping 2025 will be the year where I will finally get a PS5. Even though the PS6 is pretty much on the horizon now, I think it's only like another year or two before they announce the PS6 or whatever comes after PlayStation 5. But yeah, I want this 2025 is the year I will be getting a PS5. I don't know when, but I want to get one. I finally want to upgrade. I want to get a PS5. They've just announced that they're bringing out the Nintendo Switch 2, aren't they? They're bringing out the second generation of the Switch. I would like to get a Switch as well because I do like my Nintendo games. So I would like to get a Switch. I do like a handheld. I'm a sucker for a handheld console, so I would like to get another handheld as well. Adam, this is a big issue. This is a big issue with conventions. A big star should have a signature cap per day. Yeah, they should do. But the thing is, the thing is, right? Both the voice actresses that was present at the convention last year, they did cap. Obviously, they have to give them a break, and they only have so much they can do per day. But they literally, on their own, out of their own respect, they wasn't forced by the convention at all. The convention actually wanted to follow through with their proposal. They actually said, right, we're going to cap it. But it was actually Ashley and AJ Bridal, which was the other voice actress there. They both said together, right, we are happy to stay longer. We really don't mind going over. So they was allowed to stay a bit longer, but they eventually did cap it. They had to cap it. But they did like an extra 45 minutes over. And then Ashley Ball was actually still signing at the ending ceremony. She wasn't present at the ending ceremony. So, yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? Adam, I know Welker and Cullen have very strict limits on signatures. They sign just one more than their limit, and they can walk away from the event, even if it was a Friday before an event weekend. Wow, interesting. Cat's good. Yes, they are indeed. Thank you, Jace. They are indeed. Susie's just here. Socks is fine. She's a little bugger, but she's good. She's fine. She's happy. But yes. But anyway, I think I'm going to come to an end now. I think it's been a good stream. It's coming up to nearly an hour and a half since I went live. It's been a good stream. It's been nice to catch up with Adam, you, Jason, Wendy, to Lawrence. Who else? Ryan. Anu. Yeah, so thank you to Jace, Wendy, Ryan, Adam, Anu. Thank you very much to you guys for joining me. But I'm going to bring it to an end. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to try and make these as frequent as I possibly can. They probably won't be on a weekly basis, probably on a fortnightly basis. I'm thinking of trying to do them at least once every 2 weeks. They're going to be on a Friday. Unless anything changes, then they might be on a different day. But I'm going to try and concrete them in as a Friday for the foreseeable. But thank you so much. Thank you for the continued support on the channel. Thank you for supporting my videos. Thank you to Ryan for being a viewer since PonyCon last year. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate everyone that supports me. Thank you so much for subscribing. I am, like I say, I'm happy being a smaller YouTuber. I'm happy being a small-time YouTuber. I'm very thankful I don't have the pressure like a big YouTuber would have, where they are practically forced to constantly come up with new ideas, constantly forced to make loads and loads of upload as much as possible, and live events and this event and this and this and this and this. There's a lot of pressure on a big YouTuber, and I'm very glad I don't have that. I'm one of these people where I will make stuff. I will do a video and I will upload it, but I work at my own pace. and I can only do it when I'm available, and I've got more time to actually put into it, which is usually on a weekend. So thank you very much for your patience. This has been the very first of 2025 when it comes to the live streams. This has been, I think, a success. I will take it as a win, because, you know, we've actually had people comment and had a nice conversation about certain topics. I'm very, very happy indeed with that. But thank you ever so much thank you very much for supporting me. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all your questions this evening. I will be back I'll be back again for another live stream very, very soon. So yeah, take care of yourselves, and I hope 2025 is a better year for most of you. I hope this new year is a good one. Yeah, but that's going to be that. But thank you very much. Thank you very much. But yeah, so thank you so much to all of you. Take care, and I will see you soon. Very soon. I'll see you soon. Very soon. There we go. Bye-bye.